Welcome back, my dear children of class 10. Today I am going to explain the structure of blood. In class 9 we have learnt that blood is a fluid connective tissue. Blood can flow. It's a liquid, so it can flow. So it is a fluid connective tissue. Then blood has two types of components, solid components and liquid components. So the solid components are called blood corpuscles, or simply you can say blood cells, and the liquid component is called plasma, blood plasma. So blood is the connective tissue, consists of blood corpuscles and blood plasma. Then in blood corpuscles there are three kinds. There are three kinds or three types of blood cells are there. One is RBCs, that is red blood corpuscles. Then second one WBCs or white blood corpuscles, and platelets, blood platelets. So these three types of blood cells are there, and RBCs are red in color because they contain a chemical, a protein called hemoglobin. HB stands for hemoglobin, and because of the presence of hemoglobin that imparts red color to the blood. Blood is red. So blood is red because of hemoglobin in the RBCs. And what is the function of RBCs? It transports oxygen and carbon dioxide. That is, we have learned in the last topic, respiration. Oxygen is absorbed from the atmosphere, and in the alveolus there is exchange of gases, carbon dioxide and oxygen between the alveoli and the blood capillaries. So oxygen diffuses into the blood capillaries. So where does it go? It is absorbed by RBCs, the hemoglobin. Oxygen can combine with the hemoglobin, and thus oxygen is transported throughout the body. And carbon dioxide, the tissue, because of the metabolism, the tissue cells release carbon dioxide, which also comes to the lungs, and the blood vessels, the blood capillaries surrounding the alveoli has the carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide will go into the alveoli, and from there it is exited, or it is eliminated through the respiratory system. This is what we have seen in respiration. So in fact we have a circulatory system. So blood is the part of the transport system or circulatory system. So it circulates or transports various substances. So RBC's role is to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide to to the respective places. Then comes to WBCs. WBCs do not have any pigments, that is why they are colorless. So they are also called a leucoplast. Leucoplast means leukocytes. I'm sorry. Leucoplast is plastids, colorless plastids in plants. Okay, leuco means colorless. So leucoplasts are the colorless plastids found in plants. We have learned about the plant pigments earlier. So WBCs are called leukocytes. Then leukocytes do not have any pigment, that's why they are colorless. So what is the important role they do? They defend our body from foreign bodies. Foreign bodies means the germs like bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. can enter along with the air. So this if these microbes enter into the body, they are engulfed by WBC. So they are the part of immune system. Last year, class 9, we have learned about our immunity and immune system. So immune system is a complex system, and one important component is WBCs. So WBCs are also called the soldiers of the body. Okay, they protect, they defend the body. That's why soldiers of the body. And how they kill the germs? By producing certain chemicals, certain proteins called antibodies. So the WBCs are important components of the immune system. Then comes the third component, platelets, blood platelets, which help in blood clotting. Okay, clotting means blood solidifies or blood thickens when a wound occurs. So further bleeding is stopped. That is why we are saved from bleeding. If the blood cannot clot, then even with a minor injury, so much blood can be lost from the body and it is dangerous. Okay, so normally that doesn't happen because the platelets have certain factors which help the blood in clotting when a wound occurs. Okay, then comes to the blood plasma. Blood plasma is the liquid component or liquid part of the blood, and because of the plasma that the blood can flow. It is fluid because of the plasma, and these cells are present in the plasma. So this is a yellow color fluid, contain 90% of water. See, major component of it is water and 10% of other organic substances like plasma proteins. This is plasma proteins. Then plasma proteins are of different kinds, albumin, globulin, and one more is there, fibrinogen, and then other inorganic mineral ions are there like sodium ions, chloride ions, etc. So these are the components of the blood. So structure of the blood, the question is explain the structure of the blood or explain the components of the blood. You can draw this kind of schematic diagram and then you must do it in the notebook. Then this is the diagram. I mean, this image shows the different components of the, different blood cells. Okay, so I told you RBCs are red. So these are the RBCs. Okay, RBCs are red in color and biconcave in shape, and nucleus and other organelles are absent. So why is that? This is an adaptation for transport of oxygen. So the space inside the cell is in human RBCs, nucleus and these organelles are not there. So maximum oxygen can be transported and it doesn't undergo aerobic respiration also. Our cells undergo aerobic respiration but not the RBCs because it doesn't have the organelles and other nucleus. Okay. Then comes the white blood cells. White blood cells are of different kinds. So these bluish color shown here is white blood cells. See, white blood cells are of different types: neutrophil, eosinophil, monocytes, lymphocyte, and basophil. Okay, about these different parts you will learn in higher classes. You just learn that there are different kinds of white blood cells and they are nucleated. Lobed nuclei are characteristic of this white WBC. So see, this is the nucleus actually. So far you have seen the nucleus spherical in shape, but see these cells have different types of nucleus. Lobed nucleus, that depends on its function. See this. Okay, so monocyte, lymphocyte, basophil, eosinophil and neutrophil are the types of white blood cells. Then comes the platelets, very small. Okay, so these are the three kinds of blood cells. Okay, hope you have understood. Same thing, this is also same image, red blood cells, then all the 5 types of white blood cells. Okay, then this is again concave shape, see biconcave in shape. Okay, this is an enlarged view just to show you that. Then here is the summary of it, whatever we have learnt. See, plasma, transport nutrients, hormones and protein. It is a transport system. It's a part of the transport system. So what does the plasma transport? Nutrients, digestive nutrients. We have learned that in digestive system and digestion we have learned. The nutrients are absorbed from the small intestine and transported to each cell of the body. So transport of nutrients. Then there are certain hormones produced by endocrine system, and from the site of production to the site of action, hormones have to be transported. Then the proteins have to be transported. So yellow liquid that makes up about 55% of the body's blood volume is plasma. See, more than 50%, more than half of the blood volume is plasma. Then comes the blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen through the body and throughout the body and remove carbon dioxide. Red blood cells are next to higher components, 40 to 45% of the blood. That is red blood cells. Then here are the white blood cells, and part of the body's immune system detect and fight viruses. I told you it is the part of the immune system, and there are 5 major types of white blood cells, and they make up less than 1%. White blood cells are only less than 1% because the immune system has different other components also. Then platelets help in clotting, so form clots, so to stop bleeding when an injury occurs. So this also make up less than 1%. So this is the summary of the structure of the blood. Thank you very much.